What's going on, guys? It's Andy here. Welcome back to another episode on the Andy Kandola Show. So in today's video, guys, I want to go ahead and share with you guys my Roth IRA and basically all the investments that I have in this Roth IRA. I want to also go ahead and share with you guys what are some of the advantages, and if you're not familiar with the Roth IRA, what are some of the advantages and disadvantages with investing in a Roth IRA. So we will go ahead and jump into all of that in this video, as I believe this is one of the best ways to go ahead and invest long-term into the stock market. Guys, there's a lot of benefits to a Roth IRA, and I'm going to go ahead and go through that as well as share with you guys all my investments in the Roth IRA. Now, before we go ahead and jump into that, I do like to go ahead and keep you guys updated on my portfolio, where we are documenting basically on a week-to-week basis where this portfolio goes. Now, I call this portfolio my bucket list portfolio. This is my main portfolio. All the stocks in this portfolio are paying me dividends. So this is going to be more of a passive income portfolio that I've built, where I want to go ahead and get this portfolio up to $3,000 to $5,000 a month in passive income, so I can go ahead and retire early or use that money to go ahead and pay for all my expenses. Now here's the thing, guys, with this portfolio I am up in the last day here $382.05 or 0.67%, and this portfolio is currently sitting at $57,138. In the last week, this portfolio is up $944 or 1.70%. In the last month, the portfolio is up $3,667 or about 7%. In the last quarter, portfolio is up about 13% or $5,762. And then all time, guys, this portfolio is up a whopping 23.66% or $7,378. This is the highest this portfolio has been, and I am honestly surprised that this portfolio has grown by this much at this quick of a pace. But I can tell you guys, if you are interested in investing, is to go ahead and start investing right away in the stock market, but focus on investing long term and dollar cost average, because there's a lot of risk that's still involved in the stock market, but it's better to be in the game than sitting on the sidelines. Now here's the other thing, guys. If you want to go ahead and see all my stocks in this portfolio, I will have a link in the description, and you can go ahead and check out all the different stocks that I have in this portfolio. If you do like the strategy, go ahead and check out my other videos on this channel. I do talk a lot about dividend investing and passive income investing. Now in regards to this video, guys, this is going to be the main topic here. What exactly is a Roth IRA, and what are some of the advantages and disadvantages of investing in a Roth IRA? Now NerdWallet actually does a good job as far as explaining what a Roth IRA is. Now just to keep it very simple, a Roth IRA is a way to go ahead and invest in an individual retirement account with after-tax funds. Basically, you go ahead and put your money into this type of account, and this money will actually grow tax-free, and all the earnings in this will also be tax-free. Basically, guys, this is literally the only way to go ahead and grow your money tax-free into retirement. Now here's the caveat to this. You do have to at least hold your money until 59 and a half. But when you go ahead and withdraw your money after the age of 59 and a half, you can actually withdraw all your money tax-free and all your earnings tax-free. That is basically the only way that I know of that you do not have to pay Uncle Sam in taxes. Now here's the thing, guys, we're all used to paying taxes, and taxes is part of our life, but this is the only trick and basically the only type of account that you can go ahead and deposit money, let it grow, and anything you earn, let's say you earn 1,000% in Tesla. I mean, Tesla's going crazy, right? So you can go ahead and actually, as long as you hold it until retirement, withdraw those earnings or withdraw that additional capital gain that you've had without paying any taxes on that particular stock or on that particular investment. But this is just to give you guys a general idea of what the Roth IRA is all about. Now, some of the key takeaways from a Roth IRA are that tax benefit on that earnings, or the tax benefits on basically everything you're growing in this type of account. As far as who can qualify for this type of account, is if you're single, single and you're making under $139,000, you can go ahead and contribute to a Roth IRA. And if you're married, you can still contribute to this Roth IRA if you're making under $206,000. But here's the other caveat to this. The maximum you can actually contribute to a Roth IRA is actually $6,000 if you're under the age of 50. And if you're over the age of 50, you can actually go ahead and deposit $7,000 into this type of account. But I can tell you guys, this is really a long-term retirement strategy to go ahead and earn money without paying any taxes into retirement. But now guys, let's go ahead and jump right into my Roth IRA. Now here's the thing, with my Roth IRA, my investment strategy is a bit different. I am more focused on the growth in this portfolio as opposed to building me passive income. So unlike my main portfolio, which is focused around dividend growth stocks and additionally building me passive income along the way, this portfolio and the Roth IRA is going to be focused more on the growth, even though I do have some dividend stocks in here as well. Now in regards to this portfolio, my Roth IRA is currently sitting at $9,447 and I am up about $41.96 or 0.45% in the last day here. In the last week, I am up $405 in this portfolio or 4.62%. In the last month, 14% or about $1,099. In the last quarter, $1,840 or 27.59%. And if we look all time guys, this portfolio is actually up higher than my main portfolio and I am up $2,178 or 37.89%. So that's extremely awesome. Now here's the other thing, I am still earning dividends in this portfolio, so I have earned about $32 roughly in this portfolio so far this year. Now I do have another investment that I am making in this portfolio right now, so I'm transferring some money into this. Normally what I go ahead and do with this account is I go ahead and deposit around $200 to $400 on a monthly basis, and I go ahead and let it invest into these different stocks or into these different investments that I have allocated through M1 Finance. Now here's the thing, this is basically how I have my portfolio divided up. I have about 75% of my allocation towards growth stocks, then I have 15% allocated towards growth ETFs, then I have 5% towards dividend stocks, and then 5% towards dividend ETFs. So let's go ahead and start from the dividend ETFs and then we'll work our way up to the growth stocks. Now, as far as the dividend ETFs, why I'm actually investing in ETFs in this portfolio is because ETFs usually are a little bit safer because they're more diversified. But as far as the dividend ETF, I am up $63 overall in this ETF or 13%. Now I have 5 ETFs that I have invested in within this portfolio, and that's going to be the Vanguard Dividend ETF, the Vanguard International High Dividend ETF, the Charles Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF, the Vanguard High Yield Dividend ETF, and then the Invesco S&P 500 High Dividend ETF. Personally, my 3 favorites in here are going to be the S&P 500 or the SPHD, as well as the Charles Schwab, as well as the Vanguard Dividend Appreciation ETF. So I do want to go ahead and just share with you guys what these ETFs are currently paying. If we look at the Invesco S&P 500 ETF, this ETF is actually paying a dividend yield of 5.44%, and it's got a total allocation as far as market cap of $2.5 billion. This is an extremely high dividend yield, so I do really like this ETF because of that high dividend yield. And it basically is just taking the high dividend stocks from the S&P 500, and that's how you're getting that allocation and that high dividend. Now in regards to the Charles Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF, I do like this because this is a more diversified ETF. This is paying a little bit lower. It's paying a dividend yield of 3.19%, but it does have a lot higher market cap at 11.9 billion. So this is my second favorite ETF, and then my third favorite is going to be the Vanguard Dividend Appreciation Index Fund, and this ETF is a little bit safer, so it is paying a dividend yield of 1.69%, and it does have a market cap of $44.6 billion invested in this ETF. But guys, these are basically gonna be the dividend ETFs that I have invested in my portfolio. Now, if we go ahead and jump back into my Roth IRA, let's go ahead and jump into the dividend stocks here. Now, this is where it gets exciting because I love trading in the stock market, and I actually like investing in individual stocks as opposed to ETFs because I like to be a part owner in these companies, and I just like to keep up with all of these companies on a week-to-week basis because I do believe in these companies and their growth potential long term. So these these are going to be some of my favorite dividend stocks that I have in this Roth IRA. Now, if we look here, I am up 28.65% as far as my returns in this Roth IRA, as well as a total gain of $132.47. But now jumping into some of the investments that I have in this Roth IRA are going to be some of the stocks that are extremely well known and some of the largest cap stocks out there. Basically, as you look at these names, these are going to be some of the top names in the market. Now, I have Apple and Microsoft weighed in the most in this portfolio. So these are going to be weighed in at 20% of this overall portfolio. Then I have Coke, Johnson & Johnson that are weighed in at 10% in this portfolio. And then the rest of them are going to be weighed down from there, which I have JP Morgan Chase, Realty Income Corporation, AT&T, NextEra Energy, Waste Management, and 3M. And like I said, guys, all these stocks are basically the industry leaders within their sector. And the only one that I'm actually still losing money on is going to be AT&T, because AT&T has been trading right around $30. Because AT&T has so much debt, this company is still trading sideways, but I do see them going up over the long term because I'm not looking to go ahead and retire for at least the next 20 years. And I do believe in all of these stocks pretty heavily. But guys, these are basically going to be all the stocks within my dividend stocks within this Roth IRA. Now next, let's go ahead and jump into the growth ETFs. Now here's the thing, with the growth ETFs, this was actually weighed in about 40% in my Roth IRA, but recently I did go ahead and change the allocation because I do want to focus more on the growth stocks as opposed to the growth ETFs. But now if we go ahead and see what I have as far as the growth ETFs, I am up in this sector 20.55% or $670 overall as far as my growth ETFs go. Now the nice thing with the ETFs, and if you guys aren't familiar with ETFs, certainly do some research and some homework, but with ETFs you actually do have to pay some sort of fund fee or expense ratio, but usually it's much lower than an actual mutual fund, which is more actively managed by an investment firm. Now as far as my ETFs in this, I do have a bunch of ETFs here. I believe in total I have 11 ETFs. I am actually not even sure, so let's go ahead and count these. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, so I was correct there. Now some of the ETFs that I have in here, I'll tell you guys my favorites as well, but some of the ETFs are going to be Vanguard Development Market ETFs, the Vanguard Growth Index Fund ETF, the Vanguard Emerging Market ETF, the Vanguard Total Stock Market, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, the Vanguard Value Index Fund ETFs, the Vanguard Mid Cap, Small Cap, REIT, and Total Corporate Bond ETF. And then the last one I have is the Vanguard Long-Term Bond ETF. Now here's the thing, if we go ahead and look at the total allocation towards this ETF, my overall favorite ETF here is going to be the Vanguard Development Market ETF. But guys, these are basically going to be all the ETFs that I do go ahead and invest in. Now I will go ahead and leave a link down in the description if you do want to go ahead and check out my Roth IRA and basically all my investments in this, and you want to go ahead and do some more research around these ETFs. I do highly recommend that you guys go ahead and check out each one of these ETFs. But I'm not going to go ahead and go into each of these ETFs because I don't want to make this video too long. But now next, let's go ahead and jump into the growth stocks. Now here's the thing, this is my favorite part of investing in this Roth IRA because I do believe in all of these growth stocks, and basically within my retirement account I am investing in these growth stocks pretty heavily, and that's why I am allocating 75% of my target allocation in my Roth IRA in these growth stocks. Now I have seen the most returns in the growth stocks in my portfolio. I am actually up about 86.99% or $1,312.33 in these growth stocks. And guys, these are literally going to be my favorite stocks as far as potential growth stocks for the next 20 to 30 years. So as far as the stocks that I do have in here is I do have Tesla in here, I have Amazon, I have Google or Alphabet, Facebook, Berkshire Hathaway, B shares. Obviously, I can't afford A shares because they're like $250,000 a share. Then I have Peloton, Disney, Lululemon, Salesforce, Spotify, and Adobe. Now here's the thing, guys, all these stocks I do believe in long term. All these stocks I do see a future growth potential for. Like I said, I'm not looking to retire for at least the next 20 years, and these are going to be my favorite picks when it comes down to growth stocks that I am going to go ahead and invest even heavier on. Now, if we look at the overall stocks here, Tesla is the one that's actually up 261%. I wish I actually invested more in this company, but hey, it's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and keep investing in all of these stocks. I do have Tesla weighed in about 30% as far as my overall allocation in this portfolio, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep investing in this company. And then I do believe in some of these top companies here as far as some of the largest names in the industry, which include Amazon, Google, and Facebook. Now, I do believe in Berkshire Hathaway because I do believe in Warren Buffett, and I love his overall investment strategy in the stock market, as well as I like Peloton and Lululemon just because of their apparels and just because it's more of a lifestyle type of brand that I do like. And Disney is just another one of my favorite stocks. I am going to actually go ahead and add back Disney in my dividend-based portfolio once Disney goes ahead and starts paying their dividends as well. I do really like the stock, but I have it in here and not in my dividend-based portfolio because they actually stopped paying out their dividends. And if we go ahead and look at some of the other stocks in the tech sector that I do have in here, is Adobe and Salesforce. Salesforce, I just see a huge potential growth for, as well as Adobe. And then Spotify, I think, has a lot of upside potential in the entertainment and music world. So these are basically going to be all the growth stock, guys, that I have in this portfolio. Let me know if you guys think of any other stocks or any other growth stocks that you like, because I'm always interested in growing this portfolio and doing more research around other growth stocks, because I'm always looking to go ahead and add stocks within my growth stocks. But guys, that's basically going to be a wrap in regards to this video. Hopefully you guys got something out of this video. All I ask is if you did like this video, don't forget to smash that like button, because it really does help keep me motivated, and it shows me that you guys like these kind of videos and the transparency here. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below. And if you are interested in trading with M1 Finance, currently they are actually offering $20. It's a limited time offer if you do go ahead and sign up for an account with them. Usually it is $10 that you go ahead and get, but I'll go ahead and leave a link down in the description if you are interested in trading with M1 Finance. But that's going to be a wrap for this video. I'll see you guys at the next one.